guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you how to use a Clover Pom Pom maker. I have been using this the last few days and it is amazing. I've used other pom pom makers in the past, as well as some DIY methods. I think using like a toilet paper roll. I haven't done it in years, so I can't even remember how to do that. But I'm really impressed with this pom pom maker. I think it makes a perfect pom pom. It makes it super easy. And I just thought I would share it with you guys. I've had a lot of fun making these the last few days. So I'm not only going to show you how to use this, but also how to attach your pom-pom to a beanie. So of course you could use your pom-pom for whatever you want it to be for, but it does make a very cute accessory on top of beanies. So there are two sizes that I have here, and I believe they come in about actually, they may come in 6 different sizes. At Michael's, I think I only saw these two. It was like a pack with these together, and then there was another pack with 2 smaller ones together, but I think they even make some that are like super tiny. So I'm going to share with you first sort of what this looks like. I'm going to be using this bigger size. Now this is made to come apart, because at the end, when we're done with our pom-pom, we will have to pull it apart to get it out. It also comes with these, I kind of want to call them levers. I don't really know what you would call them. Arches, levers, I don't know. But they're on both sides here, and that is where you wrap your yarn. And then once you wrap your yarn on both sides, then there's this groove here. You can insert your scissors and cut around. And I'm going to show you all of that in this tutorial. So I just wanted to give a little overview though of kind of how it worked before I used the yarn with it. You can use any yarn that you want to with this. I mean, except for like huge bulky yarn. But I have a couple examples here. So the first one I made was this one, and this is actually a hat that I made for my niece, and I'll be sharing it on Thursday, a little bit more about it. But just so you can see the pom-pom, I used all 3 colors, all 3 strands to make this multicolored pom-pom, and I really like the way that that turned out. And then I also used this bulkier yarn. I believe this is a number 6, and used that for the pom-pom, and I really like the way that looks as well. So you really can use whatever weight of yarn you want to. You can do 1 strand, you can hold 2 or 3 strands together. You know, it's really customizable. I think you could make some really awesome color combinations as well. And I have seen on Instagram, I believe that the name is Flynn Knits. I will try to link it below, but she does some awesome pom-pom art where she makes like bats, like a Batman symbol, and like Christmas trees and all kinds of stuff like within the pom-pom. It is so beautiful, so definitely go and check that out. But anyways guys, I'm gonna switch to overhead view. I don't have a great setup for that, so hopefully the angle is okay. Please bear with me. Hopefully one day I'll have an easier setup that I don't have to mess with so much, and then I'll do more tutorials because it'll be much easier to film. But anyways guys, I am going to flip that over and I'll be right back. So all you're going to need for this is some really good and sharp scissors, your pom-pom maker, whatever yarn you choose, and whatever you're going to attach it to, and I use a crochet hook to attach it to a beanie. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to open up one side of the pom-pom maker, and I'm going to find my end here, which I should have done before I started this video, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to get this a little bit untangled. Alright, good. It's a center pull, so that will make it much easier. So the way that I'm going to do it is you can hold it this way or this way. It really doesn't matter which way you hold it. But I'm going to hold it in place. You don't have to leave much of a tail there. And then I just like to turn it around, and you are just going to wrap really evenly for this first round, and that's pretty important. You want it to be really even. So the way to do that is you can push it down to make sure that it is really tight and getting every spot there. So you just continue to do this. So I'll just wrap it a few times and then just gently push it down. And it's okay if it's not perfect. It's going to get covered up anyway when we go back and wrap it again. Sorry, I just had to stand up and make sure that it's in film. And I have my hands like around my tripod, like hugging my tripod. So that is why I don't do many overhead videos, because it is a challenge. But hopefully one day I'll have better equipment and it will be easier. So we're almost to the end. Once you get to the end, you're going to go back the other way, but this time you won't have to worry about pushing it together like we did for this round. Okay, so we're at the end. Now it's kind of up to you how many times you want to go back and forth. But you do want this area here, you know, you want it to look pretty full. You don't want to wrap it so many times that, you know, it's even with the plastic pieces here. That's a little bit too much. So we're just gonna, you know, and it's gonna, whatever type of yarn you're using, whatever weight is gonna matter in how many times you wrap it, obviously. But we're just gonna keep going until we're happy with the way it looks. But we do want to remember how many times we went each direction so that we can do the same thing on the other side. So now we've gone down and back one time each. So I'm gonna do that again. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect when you're wrapping it. It's really that first round that is super important. And I just knocked the tripod, sorry guys. It's a learning process. Okay. And then I'm going to go back down. I do really like full big pom-poms. So you may want to do it less than me, but you can just play around with it and see what works for you. Okay, then I'm just going to check here. I like to end on this side, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I'm going to go one more time back down this way. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, and then I'm going to close that side, and you don't have to worry too much about that tail. So I'm going to close that, and then we're going to open this side. And so you can see why I wanted it to be finished on this side so that it was easy to start wrapping around on this side. Again, I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. So you can wrap it, you know, you can hold it any way that is comfortable for you. But I'm going to turn it this way. And again, on this side, you want to make sure on this first round that you are pushing the yarn down as you wrap it to get it really evenly spaced. And so if you'll remember on that last round, we went back and forth 2 full times and then back down 1 more time. So we're going to make sure to do that on this side as well. And once you get the hang of it, it really is super easy, and you could really do a pom-pom pretty quickly. And I've been actually enjoying these pom-poms more than like the faux fur ones lately. I was using a lot of those, and I do like those, but I've been really into the yarn pom-poms lately. Okay, so we're going to go back down. You want to make sure that you go all the way down. I really hope this is in frame for you guys. All right. Now we're going to go back around. Okay, and then we're going to go back the other way one more time. Okay, and then remember we did one more this way. And then once we get to the end, we're going to close it up. So I'm going to do that now. So there is what it looks like, all closed up. And then we're just going to snip this. Now you can snip it really close. You don't have to worry about it coming undone. And then this is the really fun part. So what you're going to do now is you can really start on, in any spot, but you're just going to want to stick your scissors into that groove that I showed you at the beginning of the video. You're just going to start snipping. And I like to just snip a little bit at a time, which that's really all you can do anyway with the way that this is set up. But isn't it just so fun how it, I don't know, I just think it's satisfying. So then you're just going to continue going around the entire way. Sometimes I have a little trouble right here in the middle, but once you get through there, it's no problem. And that's probably because I have big scissors. So just going to keep cutting while holding it together if you can. Okay. So here's what it looks like now. Then you're going to take a pretty long length of that same yarn that you use to make your pom-pom with. You don't really have to be exact, I maybe do about 12 inches or so. And then what you're going to do is you are going to fold that in half to make sure you have even lengths. And then you are going to stick it down into the groove. It can be a little tricky to get down in there, so make sure that you're pulling it, not too tight to break it. And then you're going to come around this other side. And you can really tie this off however you want to, but the way that I have found that holds it really well is you're going to make one tie on this side. And you definitely want to tie it pretty tight because this is going to hold your pom-pom together and keep it from coming apart. And then you're going to go back the other way and do the same thing. So you're going to make a tie. And then I like to go ahead and do another tie on this side to make a knot. And then I turn it back around and do the same thing. I just like mine to be super secure. So I'm going to do it twice. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to open up the pom-pom maker first by opening these arches here, levers, whatever you want to call them. Sorry for shaking the camera again. And then you're going to open this side. And then you're going to just pull it apart. And you're going to, I just like to give it a little shake. And as you can see, other than these few stragglers, which was the tail, it already looks really good. So if you just snip that off, yeah, I mean, it already looks great. So with the other pom-pom maker that I used to use, I had to do so much shaping. I am going to do some shaping on this, but not too much. You can really do as much shaping as you want to. Some people like to leave it a little bit longer, where some people like it more short. So what I do is I just kind of look for these little pieces that I see that are kind of sticking out a little more than the rest, and just snip those off. Now, this is very messy, so you definitely may want to have like something to catch the little scrap pieces that come off, because it is pretty messy. So you're just gonna clean it up a little bit, and it's easy to get kind of obsessive over it once you start doing it, but really it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I just kind of shake it out. And another easy way you could do is kind of like, sort of like if you were cutting hair, you know, kind of push it together, and it kind of helps you to have that even look at it, so it's easier to snip off. You can kind of see the ones that are sticking up above the rest easily when you do it this way. And it kind of keeps you from cutting too short. So you're just going to do this until you are happy with the shape. And like I said, you can, some people like it to be, their yarn to be left a little longer. It just really is personal preference to what you want. I think this is looking pretty good. Let's look. Shake that out. So I just see a couple pieces here. I'm going to finish that up, and then I'm going to be done with it. You kind of have to tell yourself that, because it's easy to just keep going and going. All right, we're going to leave it like that. Okay, so to attach this to the hat is really super easy. Let me make sure you all can see that. Okay. So the way I like to do it is, you don't want to go straight down into the middle. What you want to do is put your hook up through, and here's the middle here. So you want to go a little bit to the side, maybe half an inch over. And you are going to grab one of those strings and just pull it through. And then you are going to go to the opposite side. Again, there's the center. So I'm going to go about half an inch over and grab the other string. And I just found that if you put it both, put the strings down in the center, it just doesn't hold it as well. You guys aren't going to believe what I did. So I actually put the pom pom on, not in the center. So make sure that you don't do what I just did. I cannot believe I did that. Okay, so we are going to redo that. I have attached more yarn onto this tail, so definitely don't make my mistake. Double check your work before you tie it on to make sure it's centered. I have learned over the years that being a crochet or knit or any kind of crafty person, you have to be able to improvise, because something will probably go wrong. This tutorial was going so smoothly until that happened, but you can see my little knot here in my tails. It's no problem. That's going to be hidden, so I'm not going to worry about that. But again, I'm going to make sure this time that I'm not off-centered. So I'm going to find the center of my beanie, which is right here. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that's center. Sometimes with these beanies that you cinch in, it's kind of hard to see the center. So there is the center. So I'm gonna go over just a little bit away from the center, and I'm going to pull one of the strands of yarn through. Okay, then I'm going to find my center again, which it is right here. And I'm going to go on the other side and put my hook through there and pull the other tail through. Okay. So all we're going to do is just knot this really, really tight. That leftover strand I think was actually from when I tied it on the first time and it was uneven. So if you are making this for someone else, then you may want to go ahead and weave in those ends. I'm just going to cut them, leave about 1 inch. I'm going to cut this one too. Okay, and as you can see, it is very secure. This is a fold over beanie. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. So there you can see our cute little pom-pom, and you could have put, you know, another color in there to make, you know, just a little more fun and colorful, but a basic pom-pom is super cute as well. And hopefully you saw how easy it was. The only issue that I had was my own fault, and it was tying it on. So now I'm going to turn the camera back around and I'll show you guys what it looks like on. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you haven't made a pom-pom before, if you've been intimidated by it, definitely try it out. It's a lot easier than you'd think, and it just takes a little bit of practice and you'll be an expert pom-pom maker in no time. Okay, so here is the beanie with the pom-pom, and let's try it on. Yeah, I definitely like this beanie a lot better with the pom-pom. It is much cuter, and it does kind of, you know, help to weigh it down a little bit to give it more of that slouchy look. So I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video. I had a little bit of trouble, as you saw, getting it tied on. That happens. You know, I always want to be genuine, and you know, I'm not perfect. I think sometimes it's easy for us to, you know, we watch these well put together tutorials and we think they are so much better than me. I could never do that. And I just want to show you guys that I'm a real person. I make mistakes as well. And I think it just makes it more relatable. So anyway, other than that, it was really, really simple. And I really hope that you guys will try to make your own pom-poms. I'm sure many of you already have. But for those who, you know, haven't, I just wanted to do this little video so that you would not feel intimidated, hopefully, and can try these out. Again, I definitely recommend the Clover ones. I have tried other ones, and I have not liked them as much as this. This makes it so much easier, and it's the best one out there that I've tried anyway. So let me find a Bible verse, and I will be right back. Okay, so the verse I want to share with you today it's actually 2 verses, and it is Psalm 5, 11 through 12. And I've mentioned before that I love to use the Psalms kind of as a prayer. When you don't know what to pray for, or there are just so many things to pray for that you can't get your mind to settle down enough to pray for any specific thing, it's great to go to the Psalms and just use that as your prayer. So I want to pray this over you guys today, and it says, "But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy, and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exult in you. For you bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover him with favor as with a shield." So I just pray for you guys today that the Lord would protect you as you take refuge in him, and as you trust in him, that he would give you joy and peace, and that he would cover you as a shield. So anyways, guys, I know this wasn't a perfect tutorial, but I hope you still enjoyed it, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Do you have any tips or tricks for pom-poms? Have you used a pom-pom maker that you really like? I'd love to know. I'd love to try some more out if you have one that you think may work better than this one. So anyways, I will talk with you guys in the comments. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week. May God bless you, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye!